What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video journaling episode. In this video, actually, a few days ago, I remember I have written down a few things that I forgot to say, which I will just say now because they're actually good. Like, one of the things was I realized it was when I was like, I don't want to meditate, and then I had to meditate. Obviously, I did meditate for 10 minutes, and that's when I realized, it's one thing. Oh, actually, this is great. If you understand this, it is great. It's one thing to know something, it's another thing to realize it. The thing is, realize is such a shallow, not fitting enough word, but if you realize what I mean, you will understand it, like truly understand it. Because knowing something is like, for example, that you're not supposed to interrupt someone when he's speaking, because that's rude. And if you still do it, then that means that you only know it. But if you realize it, then it's like, I know I'm not supposed to interrupt someone because that's rude, and so I won't interrupt him. So applying that knowledge, kind of, because so many people nowadays honestly just use their brains to store knowledge and not to use it. Or actually, most people nowadays don't even use their brain to store knowledge. Most people nowadays just TikToks, Reels, ChatGPT, and that's like all. It's crazy. I remember when my mom used to be like, don't, like, I was always like, why do I have to know it? Like, I can just Google, like stupid stuff that whatever. The common sense kind of stuff, I guess, which you can Google, like numbers or capital cities, populations of areas. I was like, why should I waste my brain space with that? I can just Google it. And she's like, don't Google it. And now people use ChatGPT and have even worse of a memory because of TikTok and Reels. Yeah, that's also so crazy. Yeah, but the point that I was gonna get at was putting your weak voice on camera, or like saying it out loud, will make you realize how much of a bitch you are. That's the point I was trying to get at before. And then again, realizing and understanding, great difference. You should know it, and you should be careful not to fall into the trap of thinking you realize something but only knowing something. It's usually because I read a couple of books and they said like, you should always approach everything alive as a scientist, basically. That's what one book especially said. You should approach everything as a scientist. Scientist is curious. He will ask questions. He will not be like, when he hears an opinion, he's not going to be like, no, that's dumb, my opinion is right. No, he will be like, why do you think it that? And he will try to prove why it's right or wrong. And again, most people nowadays just are not thinking like a scientist in that way, which is crazy when you think about it. Like, you close yourself so many doors by not asking questions, by not... I also wrote this down. I get this thought during training, I remember this. So it was yesterday or on Monday, I don't remember. My phone is not cooperating. It was observe, analyze, apply. Use your brain. That's literally my notes that I took. And it was Because the training, a friend always walks around and does whatever, and another isn't even present in the moment, paying attention usually. But what they should do is observe. So in this case, they should observe the person doing the exercise. They can either observe to, learn the correct form, because usually, especially in the beginning, we don't do it correct ourselves. Also to spot mistakes and help that person in that way, because if he does the exercise wrong, it will potentially even hurt him. So that's why observing is important. Applying or analyzing on observing is important, and then apply, like I said, to yourself. If you see mistakes, then apply that you don't apply the mistakes, but make sure you pay attention to not doing the mistakes, or apply the correct posture, the correct breathing, the correct, the correct way of doing the exercise, for example, in this case. But you can, and this combined with the scientist approach is actually super important, that you're just open for any opinion. The thing is, I always, when I hear my friends talk, I just listen. I just listen to them. I don't judge them or whatever. Judgmental. There is this quote I read recently. Oh my god, it was so good. I forgot the quote. Wait. It was something about how weak people are judgmental, or those. Wait, what was it? It also had the word judgmental in it. And it was basically the gist of it is successful people or good people, or something like that, they listen. Or people who have made a lot of progress in something, they listen because they realize they can. I think it was a gym example too. It's the people who are the skinniest, who are the worst looking, who are judgmental, who will be oh yeah, don't learn from this guy, or da da da. If you're smaller than them, or the weak-minded people, I don't know. But usually the biggest looking guys, they will be open to listen to your advice because they know that you can learn from anyone. Which is also a huge issue I have with the generation before us, the parents' generation, our or my parent generation, the people in their 40s and above. I have a huge issue with these people because they're oh, what do you know? You're a kid, live life till my age and then you can start telling me something. Bro, you're just losing out on an opportunity to learn, honestly, and you're losing out on an opportunity to have a good connection with me, because I am honestly, if you don't even respect my opinion, if you don't even value my words, then I'm just not gonna talk to you. Simple as that. I'm gonna reply because I have a bare minimum respect is replying, whether it's in real life or on text, which is also a huge problem I have with today's people, because they ghost people or they don't reply when they see the message. That's a huge issue I have, because that shows no amount of respect. Yeah, but even with this older generation, first of all, respect your elders. Second of all, answer people who take time out of the day to talk to you, as long as they're not obviously very toxic, or obviously in such cases you should not respect them because they don't deserve respect. But even those people who have this complete bullshit mindset, you should still respect them because they might just still, they're probably still good people, but they just have a completely trash mindset about stuff. They don't have this scientific mindset. They don't have this winner mindset because it's always the people at the lowest who are judging you. It's always the people at the lowest. It's the small dogs that bark. Dogs that bark don't bite you. Simple as that. No person who's, for example, good at their craft will tell you to shut up. They'll always try, or no open-minded person will tell you to shut up because they keep on trying to learn. And God, no matter what, no matter the topic, they will at least hear you out, I think, and not judge. And you can form your own opinion, right? As I said, I hear many different sides of everything because I have friends that are I have every type of friend, basically. That's so crazy. Because when you think of it, I have friends who are, in my opinion, below rock bottom, deep into drugs, into gambling, like I said. And I have people who apparently are on self-improvement, but I don't know. Yeah, who are on self-improvement but are slow as hell. I don't get, the only thing I got friends who are wealthy too, but I don't got people who are people my age who are I'm, out of all of my friends, I'm the one who's furthest, I'm the one who's at the top of progress, I guess, or I'm the one who has the most desire for growth. It feels like, actually, there's one friend who may compete, but I'm not that close to him, he's a friend of a friend, and that's how we met. So we never, and he doesn't live here. We're good, we're quite good, but he's also a bit too deep into that TikTok stuff. I don't know if he still watches a lot of TikToks, but honestly, because he used TikTok till at least last year, it has made him quite weird, and also, yeah, he doesn't have that amount of the bare minimum of respect that I have. He doesn't have it. Yeah, so we're not that close, but he's the person who might be someone above me in terms of anything, whether it's social skills, business, mindset, fitness. Did I say fitness already? Basically any area of life. And that's so sad because I try to learn from the people, from my friends, but at on one hand, it's yeah, you should be open to learn about stuff from everyone, but then on the other side, you should know when it's bullshit, and you usually know that when you have made some progress yourself. So, for example, I have a pretty good mindset, and I have pretty good values. And when people try to tell me about their values, and I'm or about their mindset, I'm nice, bro. And then they're trying to preach that onto me. Then I'm shut up. In my opinion, your values are trash. So it's simple as that. The way you feel about this, the way you think about this is completely trash. That's what I think. Everyone can have their own opinion, right? And that's also so crazy. People get so offended when you disagree with their opinion nowadays. That's so crazy. Let's say, I will say, oh, I like this water. Another person will come and say, oh no, I like this water more. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's say other way around. He's like, oh, I like this water. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, bro. That's cool, but I usually drink this water, so I'll stick to this. He's like, why do you like this water? My water is so good. Like, oh my god, why do you like this? What the hell? And then he tries to start arguments with you. Like, bro, I didn't attack you. I just said I think about it this way. I literally, come on. And people don't challenge their beliefs. That's also so crazy, no? Yo, this is so crazy, actually. People don't challenge their beliefs. They don't rethink it. They're like, oh, I made a judgment about this, which might have been when they didn't have enough information of this, or when they didn't have the latest information, or when that was the latest information, and then later on, a few days later, for example, or a few weeks, months later, new information about it appears. They're like, oh no, but I made this judgment already, so I can't change my judgment now, because that means that I'll be wrong, and then, I don't know, people will make fun of me because I was wrong, or it's nonsense. It ain't that deep. Yo, just change your fucking opinion. Like, you either change your opinion or stay the idiot who's gonna be like fighting for the wrong side, and it's the wrong side. I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point, honestly. I'm just like, I don't know where I lost the red string. I don't know what I was saying before I was talking about this. That's how it is usually in these videos, because I dump down all my thoughts. And then I have this one big thought, and then this leads me to some other thought, and that leads me further. And then I'm like, okay, but how do I get back to this thought? Like, now I'm all the way over here. How do I get back to this thought? That's kind of also. Yeah, but be open. Learn to differentiate bullshit from non-bullshit, but I guess you will know that by experience. Also, a crazy thing is not just opinions about something, but also methods on something, because, or that's actually better usually, when people are like, oh, what is the best way to study, and they're talking about it normally, and everyone understands, everyone has a different way of learning. Everyone thinks differently about it. For everyone it's different. But then at the same time, there's people who are like, I'm like, oh, I learn best by doing. And then there's people like, yeah, but theory, you have to do theory. Without theory, you can't do anything. That's why you need to study and need the theory. I'm like, yeah, but okay, bro, if you learn that way the best, like, cool. But I realized that I learn best by doing stuff. Simple as that. Trying out different things is literally, in my opinion, the best way to learn. And that may obviously be very well different for everyone. Actually, until now, the only productive thing I did today was read the book again that I'm reading right now, rereading right now, The Alchemist. And I also said, the boy in the story, and then there was the Englishman. The Englishman was all learning by books a lot, and the boy was learning a lot by being present at the moment and looking around, observing, basically like me. He looks around at the people, observes, and isn't glued to books, and just, that's the way he learns. Everyone learns differently. Simple as that. They tried out the way to learn as the other did. So the boy tried to read the book as the Englishman did, and the Englishman tried to observe as the boy did. But it didn't work out because everyone learns differently. Simple as that. Everyone thinks differently. So why do people get to push their values and opinions and bullshit onto other people? Why? There is no need. Shut up. The reason why I only did, actually I'm a bitch. I was a bitch today. Okay, simple as that. Yesterday, right, training from 10 to 12:30, 2.5 hours, and then again from 6 to like 7 or 7:30. A lot of training, obviously, like 3.5 to 4 hours. A lot. And also very unusual. And just the arms alone, like the 2.5 hours alone, that was enough to get me exhausted. But then we did legs. The thing I hate the most, yo. The thing I hate the most. Literally, you're either a girl or you're a psychopath if you like legs. Simple as that. Like if you like leg day as a guy, you're honestly like very weird. The only two acceptable ways to train my legs that I like doing are cycling, so riding a bike, and walking, like up a mountain, just somewhere where it goes higher, so it requires more effort. It's strange because normal walking, going on a walk is like obviously not very. That ain't it. Your legs are gonna be exhausted after you walk for a while, yes, but it's like a different kind of exhaust if your muscles are put to use to go higher, because that's a different kind of exhausted. So what was I talking about? See, again, red string, completely lost. Everyone thinks differently, everyone did differently, everyone does things differently. So just like, I don't get why people need to push their values onto others, right? That's also the huge problem I have with LGBTQ people. It's one thing if you're gay, like with my friends or with a few friends, they have perfect examples of this. This one guy, his barber is like 40 something at least, and he's gay, and he never knew because that guy doesn't make it his personality. But then there's the LGBTQ community, even the older generation who are gay or lesbian, whatever, they're still normal people. Look at today's LGBTQ community. Even those people don't want to associate with them. Even the people who are, even gay and lesbian people, the people who are, who are part of this community don't want to be associated with them, because these people are fucking weird. They make their whole ass personality. They're like, I don't even want to do this. And my friend has such a perfect, he was traumatized as a kid because like when he was like very young, early teens, there was a drag queen, or there were drag queens in his classroom because first transgender teacher was at the school, and then drag queens came, and like the LGBT community found its target, let's say that. And that poor boy entered the classroom and, just like in a movie, fell backwards in shock, fell down like literally on his ass, and is like, what? Yo, that is so crazy. This community is so fucked up, especially because it pushes oh, my neck. Especially because this dumbass community pushes its stupid values onto kids. That's the worst part. It's already bad if you try to if you overdo it with trying to convince others of your opinion about one thing, but it's another thing if you try to do it to kids, like, bro, especially strangers' kids. Like, bro, that's so weird. That's so fucked up. Just mind your own goddamn business. What the hell? Yeah. I did say this in a recent, or I don't know how recent, but I did say this in a video already. There's apparently a kindergarten where, or there's talks about creating a kindergarten where the kids have like a room where they can feel each other and, find out about the human body and, to see if they're gay or not. These kids are literally 2 to 5 years old and they're touching other children naked. What the fuck? LGBTQ community, let's go. Let's go. The fucking weirdos. Nah. Yeah. Actually, reading today was very good. Like, when I think about it, I was super in flow while reading. Yeah, I like this part of the story, right? Like, the beginning was very, for me, I think I said this already a couple of times. When I read books, I cannot reread them. Like, it's too boring. It's like terrible. I can't reread books. The Alchemist, however, I forced myself to read through the first 20 pages again, when the story started. And then it got good. And then it got good again. Like, now I'm again, like I said, in flow while reading. And I want to reread this because, first of all, after reading it for the first time, I'm like, okay, this was a great book. I'm sure I missed something while reading. Like, rereading I will notice other things, probably. Or I will notice new things that I didn't notice before. So I'll reread. And yeah, I did make new notes actually since since rereading it. Again, I wanted to say something I forgot. Oh, what time is it? I almost said how old is it, but I was trying to ask for the time. What time is it? 9:35. Okay. Okay. Wow. I still have to shower. Ooh, I still have to shower. Yo, the thing is not even that I'm super exhausted from the 4 hour training yesterday. I mean, I am obviously, but the worst part is that I slept terribly. Like, I woke up in some weird ass position, like this maybe, and now my neck. Oh my god, you don't even know. Damn, this is so stiff. It's terrible. It feels so terrible. That's like the worst part, honestly. And whenever I move, I feel this. Whenever I move my arms, I feel my neck. This is, yo, yeah. But today is also a holiday here, so yeah. I did look a bit into the partner for my uni, right, where I'm supposed to work for weeks. I did look into the bits, but not a lot. I think I'm gonna call them tomorrow. Depends on when I wake up, because I have training tomorrow at 12, definitely 12 p.m. And also, not sure, but probably also at 6 p.m. Again, we're gonna do in the evening only legs now, and in the morning probably arms. Makes sense at least. Yeah. I hate legs. We're gonna do that probably next week too. Like in the morning, if we train in the morning. Arms. or upper body, and in the evening legs. I hate legs. Yo, the exercises for legs are so terrible. Like, I hate them. It is what it is. I gotta do it. With my legs, on the what was it? What is it called? The leg press or whatever. What is it called? I don't know. But I was like, the max I did last time was, or yesterday was, 10 times with 130 kgs. And you know, the angle was like, what was it? Okay, this is where you set, and then you basically set here, right? This is where you set, and then you pressed. Okay, this is the body. Now, here are basically your legs, and then you push it in this kind of an angle. What is that? This is not 90 degrees, maybe like 70 degrees angle, or 60 to 70 degrees angle, I guess. Yeah, the 130 kgs, the max was 10 times with dead weight. Obviously, we started with 80, then 100, and then I think instantly 130 kgs. And then my trainer also did 200 kgs. It's absolutely crazy. Or he tried to, I think. Yeah, he tried to, but it was too much this time. Because of the 2.5 hour training, obviously, he was hella exhausted. And he's still, that's crazy. Yeah, but 10 times 130 kgs, and that's my bench press PR, but times 10. Like, my bench press PR is 130, and I did that 10 times with my legs. But it was like way more difficult than my bench press PR. Way more difficult, honestly. I don't know, I hate legs. I also, the whole day, I can't crack my back. Like, I do it, but it's not the satisfying part, because it hurts so terribly in my neck when I try to. And then I also feel it in my shoulders and in my arms, honestly, when I crack my back. Ush. Honestly, this video is way too long. Who's gonna watch this? No one. What does it matter? Not really, because... Why does it matter? Oh, I wanted to look a bit into body cams and clip mics, right? I will do it after praying if I want to, or I'll do it tomorrow. Definitely latest, I'll do it tomorrow. And I'll probably use the weekend to do the thing for the trainer's license, to prepare the 90 minutes thing for the trainer's license in a month. And yeah, from then on out, because I want to do it as soon as possible, so that I can get comfortable with it, visualize it, maybe try to explain it already to people I know, for example, my friends or whatever. Yeah. So I get comfortable explaining that stuff before the trainer's license exam, which is the first weekend of June. Yeah, no, July. That's it for today's video. See you.